95 official. Some of the second number yade baba someone de eduma kutini bi ene se. Enrada na China city mo a was Santa se arahosem eja branta meto mo ye kasa ye. Asre joba ejapade ene enema ahye ene day Ashanti Regional Fire Commander ACFO Peter Tate de ababa tudwa se e baba mbo ho nsemu ja hyehye nsemu a e ya natuma mo fotituru nyumadwuma ku ahodro no wo mo fano any brisem.
Mazi adwumayefo a waterful new road atudwa se hinene ha ompene MOB anyi won asase no emfiri wonsem.
Sanso na policy think tank Africa policy lens. Wo mo so akwakoye hwehwemu de ababa tudwa se wo mo Ghana fo bi ko kasa ye no Franka Krabedi Bra MPP amanyokuo no Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Baumia wono ena se say de wahuri asan edikan
Ghana srafo de atudwa se waye krado edema etuatidom bia obesori etia o my Ghana
Sanso ena yefiri ho yebekọ emfifi mantam prosi atena ye wo ho enso ena de abatudwa se na anu kwada o na nsoye police station timamfo bi kwa huri to police station so de mane ade adan a owura bia ogina kwa ho na sukuu kwada mienu ka che se eja fa yetwa kwam waso nkura yi se do mu twa kwam na timamfo ka se wa kidnap nkura yi tie na ebrida brada wo mudi gu owura so prosifo beje ne kọ ho adan atimamfo ne kọ ho de tuo ne niam kọ ho sa adan prosifo no nya owura no efa emo mo ye kwa se de sansem no ekọ wieye
Emebunu ahodo a ode wo ho share youth in afforestation program no ene wate dene aban de atudwa se obetua wo mka nyina
esem wey ene afoforo KB na nwumre ye ba be kirem de asomo se nwumre no sia kase bo akenkaifo ayeme ajwa nyako abono mamene
nana yeboa bemaba
ene yentena ikonya frakwa ne so ne abekiremu edi amawo
Sikka FM track 1 yen ye kro 89.5 e Sikka FM
Sikka FM 89.5 yes suma santimai
Ghana mai eni wiase nyina ma yenhye osom na se na yenko santase enra danso na rahosama ebeto dwa ene se China city mall branch a eno ewo santase enwumre komo be no nan mu ho ene jabranta ma eto mo yimu a nioma ne ajapade akrofo dwetire ahye se dwrebe a enye asem koto arahode na so nyame ase atowenchem ni nyina mu no okra bia efremu enti na nanom ewo ensiedo na dubja adwuma efo yo madwen senka agya no manimu na omu dum no de na so enyafo fia nto ata o mentumi amaja no de ehye ya mono akasa hoto no ansa na dubjafo etumi edum no ye ni se panyifo hwetwe wuro abekasa de afa ho bi abo anan de akọ akoma busuafo o majapade ahye o makwa akoma wo mo jako ene dei Asante Mantamu Fire Commander ACFO Peter Tate de ababa tu dwa se asa Ghana for ade a efa yemma yankwa ho ba ye sheda fa ne serious titi ni nwumaku ahodo o de abana na ko rewre nwuma ahodo ne ko busa dodo po se fire extinguisher kro mo obi ene obehu sa so wewe obekọ na hwe ni ho ade bia to weche mba ye de be so anu ne bi ni ho o se ade a de body pa ho kwan bia fire safety no asa Ghana for ye fa ne serious o ne wo tufo se o wa japade titiri store anasa bibi a wo ye adwuma wo ho ana wo so ajaja hyehye ebetumi abenti no na won so wa pedum ja ene afehye ahodo apanyifo ene be ma o se eja hyehye ho hyehye no na wa hwe no wadi so se de be ya owene no aite ne nra Kumasi China city mall de was Santase ahye no yansan kwakote sa rehosem no ebio ACFO Peter Tate.
All those recommendations should be implemented. That is it. They should be implemented. And those recommendations will be centered on fire safety measures. Therefore, should be observed. Yes. Right from the word go, construction, up to its finishing, we should adhere to safety measures. Safety measures is not only when the building is completed. No. It starts from even documentation. Yes. Foundation to finishing. And we have 60 measured at every point of the construction, which we need to follow. Yes, so we'll make those recommendations and they should be followed.
And I asante Mantem Fire Commander ACFO Peter Tatenochi and an Admiral Director on also KMA. Ora Godwin de la Laho and so Edibatu just or my frasia ye shamu no among who how would draw any affair Japadia who draw a jay to way as she We
even told them we still have discussion with them. And you know, normally when the thing happens fresh, it's not advisable putting up some questions. You have a limit to some questions that you ask during the period. Then after, you engage them further to understand and ascertain actually the cost. And that is what we are going to do today. We have alerted them that they should calm themselves. When we finish our assessment this morning, we will come back to them and do that part. So it will be done today, then we will know what to talk about. The mayor was even here. So both fire service and NADMO, we advised the mayor that this building have to come down. That is why you saw the excavators here last night. So upon our advice that the mayor make sure that they bring the excavators. So we are still here assessing the situation.
I just said the Akoye dear was a dining now or Mujri. A good form now, sad and I see say I know. And ya fe na the mic ko twani pa krofinim akwa busa ne say na ye den ne ba ne say questions wo matuma busa na emo be bi ho so age so mo twen e ma abotoye mba ansa no matumi ebusa enkrofo no we ye National Director of KMA Ora Godwin de la Laho
amazi adwumayefo a ewo Kumase ne fatafo efiri New Road akwasi pon ho enene omo atiagu montene so ene say omo se omo mpini o omo mpene da emma asase a omo tena so firi omo nkola brem e de abesi sese na obi ebeje asase no afiri wonsem eno na yebo pri woni eno omo di nkom na omo kirem se ene ye fiada omo adware atoto omo atade so de obehye nika de obehye trouser omo bo miam pempe se to paye ebe adwuma ma bebie omo store omo beduru wa enchanse ahodo ene yede age omo asase ne hu nyina ahia eno omo bopini eye aposifo ne asojafo ne security personnel se owo nyina no obuso omo se adan na mobile beye overhead ana mobile beye overpass eno no omo kiremu se owura bia osusu se asase no court de amane se omra na asase ne ye ne de anti adwuma opeso oye bia omaye woso eno na afitafuo wom electrician fuo wom mechanic fuo wom chese obia bi wo momo pentika nyina wo mu kire se yampini o yampene mamu nye asase mfiri ensam ne emfiri ensam kina ene omo ne asrafo no ene aposifo no behwe weka na weka enamso ama impo engineer watafo yase ya man so ene central eno ene adwumayefo ho kire mu se asase ne yo modea eye jeje rorin semre so eno omode asase no ema omo a omo tena so adidi omo papa no madidi so a no omo so abetena so a omo didi so enti eno omo kodo benyane ya yesi obi e de court eyi abase asase no ono na emeye so adwuma eno no omo kiremu se yempene na empene kina omo nyina agi twi ene tafo hene ahimfie omo le goto na nanim omo kiremu se na nase woni mo hwe ene omo ba ene omo ne asojafo ne aposifo emu gamu weka na weyaka eno ena owura baako a one ensentrofo ekasa ye ye frɛ no nana osei o kiremu se asase ne de se omo pa be firi asase ne so ama obi abeye se feelings dey ha se mo ya ehihye yi bi wo so de ensi kina yentie no
ahomachi yo hwa no mo frefre se ba bia ye adwuma no omkofo bi de nchanse ne enua eje ho no mo se yaton asase na mo ene ye enti ye ba ye kwa ne edmi so mo de nchanse nkwa na eje ho eche ne hu so mo de backup machine astati two form se do mo ba ye or mobile foundation no ana me ne menua ba ko fe Michael Champon ya branti ene ye se ye ntia se ene ye start bubu enua na o mabobo no ana police for no eso aye de ye ko ye enti o mo ye police station ana mo ko ba se o munya ye ne nti ye ba ye no ana yes there be niam ya kwaso kra wo hene kra ye mo na mane nti wo se ye nyina ye gada ne ye ba wo hene ho ne ye be ka che ne ebusa no se asase no ni pass ma sise ni na ye no kra se wato asase na ma wo mo ampa o hene tie esufre ama wo pie ba ne kra anka ye da bone an sese nka o hene pii den so enam ne nana no mo ho donti ba pie ne abeka se che se onto asase ma obi a asase no wonye obi aka pre
wato kra na onu no senka
akwa no de no court oni betu ye ma akwa no nti akwa no ni ayi bia ase o hene to asase ama nti afa na agya ya wi a ya se kosi no no ne yakwa akwa hede ye beye nti madawo ma mo ba ya de wo mu ano no
asase no kwa ye adwuma
ye kwa ye adwuma ko bibie ye shops ni ye adwuma na ye hu ye be organize na ya sa ba wo hene ho na mo bia o se ye ta na chi na ye tuo do ye ne nyina ya boni chi do na watu because o hene na asase ne ne dia ye do de ma ye se ye ntena so ne di and ye te so ne ye didie no bi all of a sudden obi aba enti ye problem a ye tie na do pano so onton ma no na ne ye ka kira ban ne se nipa me a me gina ha me ka sei me di 2 days tro nipa be 6000 din wa asase kro na so sa nipa 6000 obi atua income tax omutua store licenses sa ne ma we nyina side no oman Uganda mpanifo munim se adwuma ni manyimu sa nipa 6000 no obi a keta for himself enya aban ne keta for obi a aban no obi a eno kra ma aban ne asumudwe no na fa yede na obaji asase o muti su didi abla ba akofo asase no so enya ne dia ohina so amya ti asase won ton asase bi ama no enti asem anu enti de yakwa ko bi stores ni aye adwuma tie yesra bai eno opinion leaders
yesra bai ene oman mu mpanyimfo nyina zo 30 fo na esufram yo sasase a o matena so yi obi aba se obeje afri wonsem nana osei ene kasae
Yantwa Kase about so na yemfi mazi for enseminim na yemese enko policy think tank Africa policy lens wo so omo yedwuma kwa ya na ejo omo ye yenhwemu a ede eba betudwa na omo ye bi de aba behwim we no efa franka krade bre no a MPP amanyokuo wo mo mpanyifo no matwe omo tia wo mo epre no eho na omo so survey wo mo de aboso memiensa ena ne Ghana fo Ghana nyina adwetwe nkomo abisebisa wo mo a wo mawie dis survey yi aba to dwa na omo so omo wie susan so ne kyerese franka kredi brede de omo survey omo ye de Dr. Alhaji Mahmudu Baumia ono na ehuredi kan wo de 63.8% ena edi kan ena yera Canada wo hene Japan so enya 28.9%. Dr. Brian Echampong as what the edited a basa no kra ono na 4.6% to and what edited na eja Doctor ya was there duchum and so enya 1.5% and at your way yeah almost of nim kwabena Japan ono so nya 1.2%. Now take that for just set omone ni padodo ba se 30,631 and the pay nyina delegates Ghana for na nyina and abosome mi santa mo no medidi nkoma omode ayesa survey na omo say Dr. Baomi ade odi ka wo mantam edu 14 regions and odi nkunim ewom and Canada wo hina Japan so the region mienu pe and odi nkunim ewom na Director of Research ewo Africa Policy Lens Dr. Hayford Airakwa yentie no.
Overall, if you aggregate everything out of the 16 regions, we find that Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is leading in 14 of the regions, whilst Honorable Kennedy Ohinia-Japan leads in 2 of the regions. Interestingly, we find an interesting trend, even though it looks like a 2-horse race. When we come to the Eastern region, we find Honorable Dr. Brian Achambo also making some presence in the Eastern region, even though he's not leading. But this is where he's showing the most presence relative to all the other regions. So what basically this is saying is that if elections were held today, the MPP primaries were held today, and we are supposed to use this as a basis which is random, this would mean that 63.8% of the delegates would have overwhelmingly endorsed Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Yes, about 31st January 2026, no, about Sunday, na said the policy think tank African Policy Lens for most of the each dia as a Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and Bekura Francano Ediama MPP Amanyukono Director of Research our Africa Policy Lens Dr. Hayford Airakwa and it is this semi etuja
Agosia Adwa
ye
na kire say omama engineer we
engineer omo na amana
na medwen 1% and I say
onya 1.2
abba just engineer di chairman sa maya mane be
so chairman dey ne flag bearer dey difference
yanto akase ebo no so na yan fa ya ni nkire Ghana asrafo asoye Ghana asrafo de abetu dwa se waye krado pa se etuate dom bia ebema ne homene so etia oman no woni no edi besi ani o kiremu se efa akode ne enema omode be si etuate ho ekwan ana ano ewo Ghana amu de omo anya bi na mprempre ya ide se o ya se wo oman mu ana ufri amanfoforo so na oba oman no omode abesi ani de enha ho kora mabroni be se don try esan se oma ya wuradi wo ma sua de sene esi tutuo ene woni a wo hye bepo kura epetwe ho omo de etuo no bebọ sene etutu bomb yetimi to bomb bi na ba be fire eti se waya wo adwen se o ba na wo ne Ghana de abesi ani a asrafo se yama mo warning yama mo last horn o de sansem yi atudwa wa bra na asrafo etrenetene omo mpom e wa nkran pumpuni mantemu eno wo kiremu se omo sua de esese omo sua nyina tactics any the way see jiji nipa ye say ye bibia o masua enti waya se waya krado se ana waya ready se o ba no ma besi ani a enha ho don't try mpo se na maka no asemi General Isaac Nicholas Pencil Brigadier Oda Task Force Command ano ewan kran ena editudwa yentie no.
The activities of terrorists and violent extremist groups along our northern borders and the expansion of transnational criminal networks continue to pose real and evolving threats to our collective stability. This demonstration, therefore, is not merely a training routine. It is a deliberate validation of our combat readiness, interoperability, situational awareness, command and control systems. It reflects Ghana Armed Forces' firm resolve to maintain operational vigilance and strategic deterrence against any threat to our sovereignty and safety of our citizens. Let me use this opportunity, therefore, to assure the nation that the Ghana Armed Forces remains mission-ready, highly trained, well-coordinated, and prepared to respond decisively to any form of aggression or destabilization. We continue to refine our tactics, integrate lessons from regional operations to ensure we remain adaptive, agile, and lethal in our defense of Ghana.
Brigadier ena ediatu jase ya krado o ya se wa ready se one Ghana e ba be si akan ana o ba be tuatua e wo Ghana so a enha humpo na wo ba ne esese omde ya obia no omo e de be ye wo
ye free sansem nim na ye nkwa ni ma wo kase bono emwe ye ko fifi mantamo na prosifo atena ye ho a e na ye ko asem no ne se na no wuku ada o na o so ayem police station asem bi beto wo manim ni nyina ene set bamufo mo won so ayem na owura bia wode Moses adwam ko tugu owura iso na Bridam brother train na de ko so ayem police station adan a nkwada mienu 5 years baako na 7 years baako o kidnap nkwada no wo fa nkura na de nkura na dwane na no bro no no ko pie police station na police force o mo ye hwehwemu no nkwada no wo ho na o ma wo fo ho na nkura ne se papa no ko fa ye ko ba bia o ye ne ejira kwa ho ne ka kire ne se da wo fa ye ntwa kwam etu oso ye nsa wo de etwa kwam ma na omo mo kwa no frefre nkrofo ene ne o matugu owura mo sisi so a ene ne nso boro wa kase boro wo mo bru na Bridam brother ene o mo sa ne ko so police station na police force asemo no mo se o ene se ko ba asa de am nso hem fo mo anya de ene so mo ko ye da yo na ene nso ayefo de nipa ba 500 o ma be gu police station wo sa de police fo nya mo sisi mo no mo ko hye no mu ni nku no ebi bo amuti moto so ene pick up car imienu na omuto tie kire ebi kura ma bi kuta niema na ye de a chese enya de ana so ani na akoma ntem ho a opanyo ne amansan di kita homa prosi ana se ra oni amansan di kita homa prosi no ASP batteries taxing wono ne ye kasa ye se command na ye krado se omoba chi nkrofo no mbegina pro station ho be di sansam phone no enti no.
Not yet, because how it happened, there was no way we could effect an arrest. You know, there were many. They were numbered about 500. That besieged a small police station at Nsaim. It wasn't easy. So the PID, which is the Police Intelligence Department, has taken over investigations to do. Then we will definitely get to arrest the people that are involved or were involved, because there are footages on social media. Some of them, their faces are showing. So we'll go after them for them to face the law. Yes. You know, when it happens like this, if you release the person, they might still go after him. So he's still with us here at Tapa. The kids were interviewed in the presence of their family. And then they said they rather sought permission from the young man when he wanted to walk across the road to help them. I mean, to help them cross.
Enia yeti ASP batteries taxing wono na konfifi mantamo a oton crowd ma procedure maku e wo ho no so my crado on be hwehwemu nipa 500 no be di senfo police station ho no omodo so de enenso so on be ha kyewo mu enyina.
Emebunu a ode wo hu ewura youth in afforestation program. Yeka youth in afforestation program a emebunu a yede wo mu ewura forest mu omo koduedua nnua omo koduedua niema ma oman ni mu ye fe no. Ene de be bi okoda e ona obi mu esanse atadwen wate denne. Aban e de abetu dwa se omo aketu a akamu be se bosome edunson no sese de aban ye nhyehyeye a oba betu a wo mu nyina eka. Enya de a obia sika bekam sika yi yenyane te se kamu February ton ena chese nipa be se opepepepepe esika akamu a wo abo aban abo da bia ofra aban say it's in the pipeline da bia okwa aban say in the pipeline eno ena eye oswafo a oda ensase ene obo ade eno ba yeso e de atudwa se die aban ede eniema guna kwam pipe na pai line ni mu abie won sika na wo pipeline no se de enhyehyeye bibia da na kwam a obia ni sika kam bia no ne nsa eba abeka ni sika yentie Honorable Yusuf Sulemana.
There's been a number of complaints around youth in afforestation program, and there's been some bit of complaints coming from a lot of these young people that were involved in that program. The committee wants to know how much of that debt is still outstanding, because if it went down from 127 to 62, it means that you've made significant progress. So can you update the committee on where we are with the Youth in Afforestation Program?
Honorable Chair, the Youth in Afforestation Program commenced in 2018 and it was phased out March 2025. At the time of phasing out the program, we were in arrears of almost 17 months' salaries or allowances, and the amount due was about 45 million. This has been duly audited by government, and we've received assurance that it will be paid in due time.
Eno eti swafo abedi akira ohwe ensase ene oboade ne paso. Owiye ena Jomteni Dema Park. Honorable Samuel Atamils ebisa ne se na sika wodo a omutwa ya omoye se omudi kotua emabunu yi ka wo mfi a atwam yi sa sika ni nyina efa ahene yentie no.
Government of that time was paying 20 million every month for this program, and then when they did an audit, they found out that every month they were buying cutlasses. They asked them to bring the payments, and every month they were buying cutlasses. Every month they were buying Wellington boots. That's why those kids were not paid. And so what the ministry at that time did was to reduce the amount to where they thought it should be. And then
That was when they were using some of the money to pay arrears. Hey, Sikka. Okay, now let's move on.
Chairman, I think it's important to confirm what the chairperson said, that this happened during the time of the late Sir John, where cutlasses and Wellington boots were bought on monthly basis. Thereafter, it was corrected, and as we speak, even before this new administration took over, that practice had stopped.
And I obisane say, Aday, Bosumi bia motor Wellington boot. Bosumi bia motor and sekan, Ada and sekan, I am mini biana. And what you said, Debbie. Sir John Penso, I want your baby called Penso. And now, Odibeshe Musa Bosumi bia, say Wellington boot, no why. And I say, oh, Papa. Omonta for Frosania by a youth in a forestation for a bit me life. No more man.
Almost some consul be a normal Jew.
Bosumi be a normal jet and sekan.
And yes, I had the money pana could fear, maybe a cocasa coira now saying to a top of
man and what could you do?
Aha, 2 we are now the aba agency no
more dear go. Tibusumi be a normal to be a cajon. And Anna Papa Nibizaze, a Sikka. Now, moment men and Sekina and I say, among the young Senate CD or Main Sikka any money, and Marasso say was say park for no public accounts committee no. Omodominasi from them Kufubia said, Omasomo Pechino. Omo Ediomujina as in Dibia Nemara. Musa Sonsono Boneno, internet.
Yenina se miswa na sama hodo esaka fi asa nwuma no si akase bono ye mfansi mu na se nyina ede makwame ofori aboaje wona aboabo akasebo ya no ede esomaye semfo so yo falasam okoji abo ne sonso ede emaye dem hadie amasewa ampafo bracketwe wono ena abone ni nyina ede amaye ena CEO de ma Bullet Fashion Center DJ Bulletin so echichim fruma no ede amaye ya wote yenkan mede ede ajwa nyako abonoma mene
nana yaw